All right, that's all right. That's recording. Quick word from the sponsors. FIFO by Aaron Weston, a hilarious novel about all the dodgy stuff that happens in the FIFO industry. FIFO number 2, how a drug dealer became a FIFO worker. Funny as. Grab yourself a copy at Aaron. What is it? On TikTok under the Aaron White Show. There's a link, or under Aaron Weston Author on Facebook, and grab a copy there. For the children, we got children's books by Aaron White. We have Australian Mining Machines Colouring In book, Australian Paramedics, Australian Police Vehicles, Australian Surf Lifesavers, Australian Firefighters. I'm pretty sure there's another one, but I didn't grab the book. Yeah, all available at Children's Books by Aaron White on Facebook. Just grab yourself a copy, and yeah, let's get started on the show. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Aaron White Show. Today, we have a fantastic guest, Josh Carr. Josh is a solo hiker around Australia and has his own YouTube channel called Josh Carr Hikes. Welcome to the show, Josh.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Pretty good. And I'd like to introduce my beautiful wife, Francesca. She's going to hop on the show tonight, so that'd be cool.
Hi, everyone. Hi.
All right, let's get into Josh's story. Hey, can you please tell me your story, like how and where you grew up, any life-changing events, and how you end up doing what you're doing today?
Just grew up in a country town, Meriden. Spent 18 years there, and then ended up just moving to Perth, did the typical sort of things, went to uni, started working away. And then, long story short, went for a 3-month holiday through Europe in 2019. Went through Switzerland, Austria, and I was like, geez, this is pretty bloody good. So after that kind of experience, I just said, I've got to do a bit more of this when I get back home. So yeah, fast forward until now, and punched out a fair few trips around Australia, but hoping to do a lot more.
So where's your favourite place around Australia that you've been?
Oh, I haven't been to too many states. I've only been to MT and Tassie. But yeah, it'd have to be Tassie by far. Tassie's just absolutely amazing for scenery and landscape. Down that neck of the woods is second to none. And very, very different to the typical flat and barren Western Australia that I'm used to.
Do you always do it by yourself, or you do it with other people?
I've done it with I did one trip with 3 of us, so it was a group of 4, and then been with another mate a couple of times as well. But it's got its pros and cons. I enjoy doing both, but I mean, solo hiking, especially when I'm filming, I do feel a little bit bad when I'm going with other people because they're constantly stopping and taking shots, so it slows it down a fair bit. And also I do feel like a little bit rushed when I'm with other people, when I'm constantly stopping all the time. So I've tried to really pick my shots when I do that.
How many days do you normally go for?
Chops and changes. I just finished the Larapinta a few weeks ago, and that was 13 days, which, to be completely honest, I think was probably a little bit too long for what I enjoyed. Don't get me wrong, it's a bloody fantastic trail, but I think probably like 3, 4, maybe 5 days would be the ideal sort of hike for me. You're not stressing too much about logistics, and you don't have to carry too much food. So I think, somewhere around the 3, 4, 5 days sort of range would be the most ideal sort of hike for me.
What food do you normally take? Because I'm guessing I have to be pretty light type of food.
Yeah, it is. It is mostly dehydrated meals. So you can imagine by the end of the Larapinta, I was craving some decent food. But mostly, I started off with backcountry cuisine. I think everyone starts down that sort of road when they get into hiking. And then I got recommended Strive Foods from Tasmania. They're a Tasmanian company. And ever since I discovered that, there was no going back. Just absolutely love the stuff. Can't get enough of it. And I'll probably try a few other ones that have been recommended at Braddock's. But yeah, I think I'll give that a go next time on the trail.
Having troubles with a phone holder thing. Jessica, if you've got any questions along the way, just feel free to jump in and ask Josh.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I saw, wait a minute. We were watching your YouTube channel, and I was just noticing how, you were just like cruising along and these beautiful surroundings. And I thought, wow, I felt peaceful just watching it. So is that what motivates you to go and explore these places? It's just the serene, beautiful, just the peace in nature, basically.
Yeah, it is a big factor. But for me, I enjoy hiking as much as videography. So it's kind of just a bit of a niche where I kind of join the two.
Yeah.
If anyone follows Craig Adams, you probably see a very similar style that I've kind of adopted from him. But I also think it's a wider sort of thing that's happening around as well, where certain channels are popping up that more focusing on the silent aspect. Like you've got Eric Normack, Chris Bamman, and it's just escaped me, but a older channel that just creates like old stuff in the woods and which is silent.
Yeah, I noticed how
I
you're
think
really
there's a real focus on the silent sort of aspect to it. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to do. I really enjoy watching those videos. So I like putting them together like that as well.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's like you give the audience the opportunity to enjoy what you're enjoying.
Yeah, because the hiking videos that I throw up on YouTube and watch, I don't know, just not a big fan of listening to people talk either on the trail. I much prefer just watching the scenery and enjoying it myself, you know. So that's kind of what I want to bring to it as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Did you do any photography courses and stuff, or you just pick up as you went along?
Nah, it's just all picked up. I bought a drone maybe 2016, 2017, and ever since then, I don't even know why I bought the drone. It's sort of a cool kind of gimmick that happened at the time. That's when they first started coming out. So I thought, oh yeah, buy a drone, and then just kind of threw up on YouTube channels, just research, heaps of looking around, and just kind of finesse the skills a bit, and kind of just went on from there.
Have you had people hitting you up wanting to come along with hikes, coming on hikes with you?
Yeah, heaps. I don't know. I'd love to go hiking with people, but I like going with my mates as it is, and then with the whole videography sort of thing as well. I kind of like doing it solo, and that's, I don't know, it's kind of the vibe of the channel as well. So as much as I would love to go hiking with other people, but I'd love to do that in the future potentially sometime. But yeah, we'll see down the track whether or not that happens.
Do you do many coastal ones, or is it mainly bush, or what's your preferred?
Oh, they're both good. I enjoy both. I've done the Cape to Cape, down the Memang Trail, and also I'm forgetting that one. But yeah, I've done a few coastal ones, and they're both all really good. But I mean, usually when you do the inland ones, you get a bit more mountainous kind of areas as well, and that's really my bread and butter. I think I really enjoy being in the mountains. So if I had to pick, I would say inland with the mountains for sure.
Have you ever hurt yourself by doing one of these hikes?
No, not yet. Touch wood. I came semi close on the Stirling Ridge walk. There's like a bit of a scramble down. I was going down a place where I knew I shouldn't have been going. It was raining, it was slippery, and I knew I shouldn't have been going down there, but I just did anyway. And had a little bit of a slip and a bit of an old shit moment, but luckily it wasn't too bad, you know. So apart from that, I haven't had any injuries, so to speak.
So what's your if you do, not escape plan, what's your plan if you do hurt yourself? Have you got like a GPS thing, or you got
that's a big protocol. I got a POB, so it's just the SOS function, and it's got a little texting function as well on it. So if you get like a snake bite or anything, you can probably text them back and say what you got, or give them a bit more information about your situation. But yeah, that's the main protocol. I'd never go hiking without the POB.
Any questions?
So, like, have you ever gone out there and done like a meditation?
Meditation,
when you close your eyes and just listen to nature, and you're like, oh, I feel so relaxed.
Yeah, I did. I do like spending some time on top of the mountains. Like specifically when I finished the Larapinta, that was after the 13-day hike, Mount Sonda, I summited. and it's the very, very end of the trail, and ended up sitting there for about 3 hours. On top of that, just reflecting, looking back over the last 13 days and where I've gone. So, yeah, I guess that's some sort of meditation, I guess you could call it.
Okay, because it just seems like when we watched your YouTube channel, it seems like you're trying to, which I love, it's like you're bringing nature to the people that don't get to have that experience. And in a way, that's like a peaceful place for people that don't get that.
Yeah, that's because I enjoy watching that sort of stuff on YouTube as well. So that's what I really want to try and create as well. So I know I enjoy watching it. I know there's not enough content out there for me to watch. So I'm hoping I can kind of put a bit more content out there for people to watch, because I know some people do enjoy watching it.
That's good.
Well, that's pretty cool, because it literally just found like your little niche in the market. You said that you enjoy watching like that type of thing, and you actually found like there's not enough out there, so you're actually producing your own content. Are you just doing it for the fun of it? Do you hope to get monetized off YouTube or get sponsors or anything, or just doing it for the fun of it?
Yeah, no, that is the big dream goal, is to turn that eventually into my full-time income. But how feasible or not, that is, I don't know. I don't know how long that would take. I'd imagine it'd take a fair while, but I'll just keep chipping away and see how it goes. Had some very good news this morning. Very exciting news about a potential partnership, which is very, very exciting for me. So I won't say too much about it, but it's starting to all the culture starting to align. So very excited.
Yay, that's exciting.
Can you give us some sort of hint? Like, is it clothing or is it food, or you can't give it?
It's just a particular hiking related company. They just gave us a call and said whether I was interested in partnering up with them, and I was more than interested in partnering up with them, because I've used bought a lot of stuff from them before. So I was definitely interested in exploring that avenue.
How exciting. Yay.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It just shows you never know like where these things can take you. You start off with one thing, and then you just got to get yourself out there, really.
Definitely. Yeah, like I have sort of noticed, like, even though it's taken maybe like a year and a half since I've started the channel, it's slowly starting. That's my brother just jumped in. I have slowly started noticing that the channel is like slowly snowballing. So at the start, I was getting like bugger all views, bugger all subscribers, and then just as time goes on, it's just slowly getting more and more. And it's just a really positive reinforcement that I get from doing all this, all the hard effort, all the money that gets poured into this, and it's finally starting to see a bit of reward. So it's really nice to see.
It's awesome.
So one day, while you're out there making these videos, if it'll be beneficial for you to actually do like these Instagram lives and TikTok lives and stuff like that, just getting more people seeing your stuff, and then while you're having a chat with them, you say like, if you want to watch the full movie, check out the YouTube channel, stuff like that. Yeah,
I have thought about that, but I've also thought about because I'm constantly filming all the time as well. So I kind of, in that downtime, I also want to have a bit of time for myself. So if I'm not filming and then I'm doing a live show or something, it's just constant filming. And whilst I do enjoy the filming aspect of it, I do want to have my own time as well and enjoy the trail too. So I think it's a bit of a balance that you've got to try and work out when you're out there.
Look, I feel like you kind of just answered the question I was going to ask. I was about to say, do you get lonely out there?
No, I don't. It's weird, eh? Like I'm carrying around this camera all the time, and I know that people are going to be watching it. So everything I do, I know that people are going to be there for me, and it's a real weird sensation. It's a very rare moment where I actually feel alone. So even though like sometimes I don't see a person for like a couple of days, I will never feel alone, and it's quite a weird sensation, like there's no one around for kilometers and kilometers, but I just don't feel alone because I know people will see the footage that I'm putting up. So a bit weird.
It's the world we live in, isn't it? Like everything goes on social media. You're like sharing your experience with the world, and you're not alone.
Yeah.
When you put it out there, it's like, here we are talking about it. And I thought when I watched your video, I was like, oh, this is so peaceful. Definitely.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Everything goes on social media these days, and
Yeah.
if someone doesn't post it, someone will. So yeah, that's just what life is today.
No, it's good that you're sharing that peaceful moment that you have with nature, with everyone else that's so busy constantly.
Yeah, I was pretty lucky when I did the Larapinta Trail because, well, lucky in some aspects and unfortunate for others because obviously with New South Wales and Victoria being in lockdown, the trail was so quiet on the Larapinta, and like I got the first couple of days of it where it was pretty busy, and then the restrictions started coming into place, and it was almost like a night and day switch. Just it was so quiet after then, like there was hardly anyone on the trail. So for me, I was pretty fortunate because it was so quiet. But I can imagine how busy it would have been had Victoria and New South Wales been open.
What kind of animals do you come across?
Oh, in the Larapinta, there's bugger all. I couldn't believe how many bunches there were. That was absolutely unreal. But didn't see any sort of typical Northern Territory stuff like camels or dingoes or anything like that. It's just didn't even see a snake, which was surprising. Just a whole heap of bird life and lizards, and that was about it. So animals was pretty below average for the Larapinta, but in previous hikes, I have seen on the main trail, I saw, I think it was 11 or 12 whales in one day. So that was really, really spectacular to see them. I hadn't seen whales out in the open like that before. So yeah, that was really, really cool. And then, yeah, just the generic wildlife, just kangaroos and rock wallabies and all that. So yeah, nothing too interesting apart from whales, I would say. Oh, sorry, I'll have to mention, I did see a platypus in Tassie, and that was a massive, massive highlight. Can't believe I almost forgot that.
No, that's pretty cool. I think I actually saw that. Would have seen it either on social media. I don't think it was.
Yeah, I threw it up on TikTok. It did quite well. So yeah, I was literally within a couple of meters of it. I honestly could not believe how lucky I was to see that.
It's pretty cool. So, what do you do for a living to be able to free up?
I work FIFO. Yeah, I work for FIFO as yourself. But yeah, it's on an 8 days on, 6 days off rotating roster. So that's how I'm able to do a lot of these hikes. I do the 8 days at work and then try schedule in a hike for the 6 days off. Usually not the 6 days, the full 6 days. So I have got some time at home, but yeah, that's about it really.
So, what do you do at work?
I'm in the procurement sort of warehousing role. Pays the bills.
Yeah, copy that. That's
Yeah.
sweet as. So, if you could fast forward, but like let's say 3 to 5 years from now, and you could do whatever you wanted, what would you be doing?
Well, that's a tough one. 3 to 5 years. Ideally, obviously, I don't really have much time frame for this. I'll just keep chipping away, and whether it happens or not, it happens. But if it does go the way I'm hoping to, it would be a full-time occupation, and I can move away from the FIFO role and transition into hiking full-time. But yeah, I don't know how feasible that is. I'd love to do and see as many hiking trails as I can. Really want to get over to NZ, potentially early on in the next year. But yeah, we will see. Hopefully the world can start to open up and I can broaden my horizons a bit.
So that'd be pretty cool. I'm just envisioning it now, just full time, just YouTubing all your adventures and social media, just doing the different things. So you've been to Switzerland. Where else have you been?
Pretty much just did the lap around Europe. So started in Greece and then just worked clockwise, pretty much just following the whole border of Europe. So seen, well, I would have been over 15 countries in about 3 months. So, but yeah, for me, absolutely loved Switzerland and Austria. Just the scenery was yeah next level. So really want to go back there sometime and see some of that awesome landscape.
Oh, pretty sweet. You had a question? What you ask?
Have you been to Sardinia in Italy?
No, I want to though. Really want
That's
to
where
go
my
there.
uncle lives. So I was like, oh.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
one day.
yeah, apparently it's all good. Just curious.
Yeah, no, I've been to Cinque Terre in Italy. And that was pretty awesome with the hiking around there.
See the Trevi
Pretty,
Fountain?
yeah, it's pretty populated, but it's still very very nice scenery.
Cool. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer using your drone or just your normal camera for your shots?
I started off with the drone, so I think I'm always going to go back to the drone. That's my grassroots. Is taking photography and videography with the drone. It's where I feel most comfortable. I've flown and crashed too many drones. So, but yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with the camera as well. I've been using those for a few years now. So I think they both have their particular uses. Drones are just another piece of equipment to add to the story. I did start off just doing drone shots, and that was it. And I think I kind of realised after about a year or two that you need to add an extra element to tell a story rather than just drone shots, because it gets pretty bloody boring quite quickly. So that's kind of where I started incorporating the just the normal camera shots. And I think if you can do a general mix of the both, you can kind of build a story from there.
Ah, sweet.
Exciting.
Any other questions?
Wow, life of adventure. Lucky you.
Thank you.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Any other stories you want to tell us before we wrap up?
I don't know. I just try to get out and do more hiking. There's a world out there that I want to try and explore, and so much. There's limited time, so it takes a lot of time to do these hikes, and there's only so much time in a lifetime. And I've realised, only in the last few years, that time goes very very quick when you're busy, and you just don't take it for granted.
Would you ever go to India on a hike?
India, I have heard very good things about India. Very populated in some areas, but I have also heard there is some pretty incredible scenery around there. So India is definitely on the cards in the future. But as with the whole COVID situation,
Oh yeah, don't even mess with that now. Yeah.
So
Sure.
I'm sure one day I'll get there.
All right, one more question. What's the scariest animal that attacked you?
Scariest animal, that would have to be kangaroo.
Really?
Yeah. I was actually with a mate this time. It's only just when I started getting into hiking. It would have been only my second or third multi-day. And we're doing a section of Beer Hut, and we're staying at Helena Hut, which is just up in the Perth Hills. And this, unbeknownst to me and my mate, this little campsite is renowned for a roo that is quite pesky at night. And I had my marshmallows sitting inside my tent, just where the fly wire was, and then must have been about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up to this black figure pushing its nose into the fly wire of my screen. So absolutely
so scary. Oh my goodness! What did you do?
It wasn't it was scary when I first woke up and saw that image, but it wasn't so bad when I realised actually what it was.
So did you just ignore it and it went away?
I kind of had to give it a gentle persuasion, and eventually
Bit of a kick in the face.
Oh my goodness, that's so scary.
Yeah. No, luckily I haven't had too much run-ins with wildlife. Australia's got a pretty bad stigma when it comes to wildlife, but to be honest, I'd much rather hike here than America, where you've got bears and mountain lions. So
Totally. Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
All right, cool. Well, we might wrap it up in a minute. Do you want to give yourself a shout out for all the different, where people can find you online?
Just Josh Carr Hikes on everything, and you'll pretty much be able to find me. It's not, pretty much the same name on every platform, and can't go wrong.
Oh, sweet. Sesko, any more questions or anything?
No, I think it's really awesome. Living your life.
Cheers.
Good for you.
And the people watching this on Instagram, you can see the full show up on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that type of stuff under The Aaron White Show. And they'll be up probably tonight. All right, cool. Anything else, Josh, before we finish up?
Thanks for having me on, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed it.
It's been awesome meeting you, Josh. Take care.
Yeah, likewise.
All right, see ya.
All right, cool. Well, that's a wrap. I'd like, sorry.
Oh, come here.
All right, that's a wrap. I'd like to thank Josh again for coming on the show, and I'd like to thank you, the listener, for listening. Please tell a friend about the podcast. Have a fantastic day. All right, bye. And for those people listening, that was my son coming in and saying, "Hurry up, I'm hungry." All right, cool. All right, see ya.